The New York Giants faced adversity in the second half against the Atlanta Falcons, and the Giants answered. And again, and again, and again. Big Blue scoring the final 20 points of the ball game to defeat the Atlanta Falcons 30-20 here at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. The Giants going to 3-2 on the year, and with the win, the Giants going over 500 for the first time since December 30th of 2012, when they ended the 2012 regular season with a win here against the Philadelphia Eagles to go to 9-7 on the year and end the 2012 season 9-7. And as I said, the Falcons up by 10, 20-10 late in the third quarter, and that's when the comeback started for the New York Giants, and they were led by a couple of rookies. Andre Williams, the running back for the New York Giants, in for an injured Rashad Jennings, a 3-yard touchdown run late in the third quarter to cut the Falcons' lead to 3 at 20-17. Then the first-round selection for the New York Giants in 2014, Odell Beckham Jr. catching a 15-yard touchdown pass from Eli Manning in Odell Beckham Jr.'s first game as a New York Giant in the regular season, giving the New York Giants a 24-20 lead. That was the game-winning score, as Josh Brown able to add a couple of field goals in the fourth quarter to provide the final margin of victory. But the New York Giants offense clicking in the second half would not have happened without the defense stepping up in the second half. In that second half, the Giants forced 2 3-and-outs and then a 4-and-out on 3 consecutive Atlanta possessions late in the third and going into the fourth quarter to set the Giants offense up with great field position, and the Giants offense able to take advantage of it and able to run away with this game late in the ball game. And after the game, I talked with one of the defensive performers for the New York Giants, cornerback Prince Amukamara. He was chasing around Roddy White and Julio Jones all game long, and I asked him to start our conversation. It must be nice to look at the standings and see your team, the Giants, have more wins than losses, right?
I definitely couldn't agree with you more. We haven't had this feeling in a couple of games going on from last year, and this was a team win, so it was just great to have it.
It has to be one of the more exciting regular season wins you've been a part of.
Yes, any game that comes down to the wire where all 3 phases, special teams and defense and offense, are playing together and fighting hard. I think that those are the best wins because it's all about team.
What was the key in terms of slowing down the Falcons' offense, at least in the second half? This was the number 1 ranked offense in the league. So what was the key going into the game, and how did you adjust in the second half?
I think our defensive coordinator, Coach Field, did a great job with just calling basic calls and putting us in great positions to make plays. But I think our front line, our front 4, got a lot of pressure, and when you get pressure on the quarterback, that disrupts a lot of things.
It seemed as if the defense was fueled by the offense and vice versa in that second half. 3-and-out score, 3-and-out score. Was that the case?
I would say so. Anytime when the offense and defense can feed off each other, like this instance, I think that helps the team out, especially when Odell makes a play like he did, and it being his first game, and then him getting up and celebrate. I think that pumps everyone up.
Were you surprised that the Falcons, down by 7 late in the fourth quarter, went for it on 4th down?
Not at all. They're a high-powered offense. They're over 50%. On third down, so it would make sense. It would make sense according to their statistics.
Just a couple of years ago, you met the Falcons in the Georgia Dome, and it was one of the biggest blowouts the team ever suffered. Did you guys think about that a little bit?
I wasn't. Yeah, I definitely did. I definitely did think about that, and Coach talked about it in the meeting. A lot of guys were saying like we owe them, and that was just our mentality this week.
You're not going to see this building, at least MetLife Stadium, and be at MetLife Stadium until early November. It's almost going to be a month until you play another home game. You have the Eagles, you have the Cowboys, then a bye. So there's a really important stretch. So what are the keys in the next couple of weeks playing division opponents?
Coach Coughlin always gives us the mentality that we're road warriors, and we have to create our own energy on the road, and we're used to it. We're a team that's not immune to our backs being against the wall, so we're known for fighting.
From one Nigerian to another, Prince, thank you so very much for joining us.
Thank you.
So a big win for the New York Giants and a big home win for the New York Giants. But fans of Big Blue won't be able to see their heroes here at MetLife Stadium In about a month, the Giants embarking on a 2-game road trip, both games within the division. Next Sunday night, they will take on the Philadelphia Eagles in Philadelphia and Lincoln Financial Field, and then they go to Big D after that to take on the Dallas Cowboys. Those 2 games lead up to the Giants' bye week. The Giants won't play here on this field until a Monday night game on November 3rd against the Indianapolis Colts. As for the Atlanta Falcons, their Jekyll and Hyde nature comes to the fore once again. The Falcons 2-0 at home this season, 0-3 on the road this season. The second consecutive game, the Falcons let a second-half lead slip last week in Minnesota, and now this week here losing a 10-point lead in the second half against the New York Giants. The Falcons came into this game the #1 offense in the National Football League, and they racked up almost 400 yards of total offense against the New York Giants defense, 397 to be exact. Matt Ryan threw for 316 yards, but the key in this ball game, the Julio Jones factor. In the first half, Julio had 8 catches for 88 yards. In the second half, only 3 catches for 17 yards. So the Falcons 2-3 on the season and taking a step back in the NFC South. Both the Carolina Panthers and New Orleans Saints winning on this Sunday. So the Falcons losing pace in the NFC South, and a huge game next week for the Atlanta Falcons at home in the Georgia Dome. They will take on another 2-3 NFC team, the Chicago Bears. So Chicago and Atlanta next week from the Georgia Dome. Stay tuned to AlottaSportsTalk.com, where we will have the written recap of this ball game, and we also will have the Tuesday 10 spot, 10 observations from us, A Lot of Sports Talk, about Week 5 in the National Football League. Next Saturday, we will have the second edition of the NFL podcast, Down and Distance. Myself and Holly Culbertson are the hosts of that show for next Saturday, and the return of the A Lot of Sports Talk podcast previewing the 2014-2015 National Hockey League season. So once again, from East Rutherford, New Jersey, our final score, the New York Giants 30 and the Atlanta Falcons 20. From MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey, my name is Adeshina Koike for A Lot of Sports Talk.com.